Hello, everybody. I'm Jenny Martella, and my husband Matt is here too. And we are celebrating our 20th year as members of Marsh Park Baptist Church. So it's been a very long journey for us in ways that I did not imagine it would be, and some that I did imagine. But every year we sit down as a family and try to think about what do we want to pledge to our church. And in those conversations, a lot of the time it's about, or it has been about, well, what are we getting out of this? It sounded more like a country club discussion, to be honest with you. Are our kids happy in the church? What are we going? Are we getting much out of our experience here? And at first, it really did feel about us. We thought we were walking a straight and narrow path like everybody else. But life throws you curveballs, like we all find out. And unfortunately, our oldest child ended up having a lot of issues in school, and he was the hardest kid in the class, even in preschool. And I always said when we came here in Charlotte, whoever's willing to take my oldest child in the preschool is who we're going to be members of as far as the church is concerned. And this church embraced our child no matter what, as did many of the Sunday school teachers here. And things got rougher as he got older. He ended up having acute mental illness and addiction. And he's still working his way out of that today. But in this journey, I found that this church was more important to our family than ever. Community is something lacking today. And in our very it's an individualistic culture that we're in, as we all know. It's all about me, my family, and so forth. But as I felt so cared for by this church in every way, I realized the value of this community to me, but more importantly, how valuable I can be to others in this church. And so as we're walking this walk of pledging now, I'm not really thinking along the same lines. In fact, as I've grown with the church and we talk so much about uncomfortable topics such as racial justice or many, many other justice initiatives that we've embraced. We've got educational justice. We've got environmental justice. Our church is out there in the community doing the hard stuff, and so are we. So I've learned that I now have a different role as my kids. I'm an empty nester now. I have other people around me suffering, people I care about who have lost their husbands. I need to be there for everybody in a different way. And on top of that, I need to be there for my community, and that's what this church is about. So when I ask myself this year, what do I want to pledge? What is it worth to me? It's a different conversation in my mind. It's about, what is our church doing for each other? And what are we doing for our community? How important is it? How much do we matter? So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking about today. And so I think I'm going to dig deep, and I ask maybe that you all think about those things in the same way. I'm going to let Matt have a word too.
Good morning, everybody. It's hard to believe 20 years ago, this past September, we moved from the San Francisco Bay Area to Charlotte, and we thought we would struggle to find a church, and ironically, within a week, we found this church, and we've never left. As Jenny and I were talking about stewardship this year, I came across a Greek proverb that goes something like this: a community grows great when the members of that community plant trees of which the shade of that tree they will never sit. And as we think about giving every year, some years it's like, what did we feel from the church this year? But as time has gone on, we have held ourselves accountable to think about planting shade trees for 20 years from now. Because when we arrived here, the members that came before us planted those trees that our family benefited from, that our faith journey benefited from, that our community benefits from. So as you think about your stewardship pledge this year, I ask that you think about what the church means to you, but I also ask that you think about planting a shade tree for the future. Thank you.